How's it going, guys? It's a final render here. I just got done watching the Doom Eternal trailer at QuakeCon 2018, and my god, it looks pretty darn special to say the least. I thoroughly enjoyed the last Doom that came out in 2016, 2017 I believe, and it was just beautiful. Everything about it ran smoothly. The kind of art design of it, and the smoothness of the gameplay, and the speed, and the visceral nature of the combat was so satisfying. It was honestly one of the most well-crafted video games I had ever played, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I highly recommend you guys go ahead and pick it up if you haven't yet. But obviously, we got some footage, some actual gameplay footage of Doom Eternal, and we're going to actually kind of discuss this a little bit to see what's new and kind of see what we think about it. But also, guys, as a very quick announcement, tomorrow we are going to be live streaming the Fallout 76 conference at QuakeCon. We're going to be live streaming it and discussing all the new news in real time. There is going to be a panel with Todd Howard where they're going to answer some of the questions on Fallout 76 from the audience and also from questions on Twitter. And that's going to be really, really special. We're going to be live streaming it from 11 AM CT, that is Central Time of the US, or 5 PM UK time. We're going to be streaming the entire thing and we're going to have lots of fun. But now back to Doom Eternal. So the actual game's graphics and stuff don't actually appear to be that much different. They still seem to have the really clean, really high FPS in there. But the entire thing has so much more scale this time. There is so much more going on screen. And the obviously big thing about this is that it is Hell on Earth. We actually haven't seen Doom Hell on Earth before, but now with Doom Eternal, we have got it. But it is not just Hell on Earth, of course. We also go to multiple different places, which is unlike the last Doom game. The last Doom game, we pretty much went to the area on Mars, and of course, we went to Hell. But in this one, we are going to Hell, we are going to Hell on Earth, and we've even got some stuff on space stations. We can actually see the Doomslayer attacking a space station around Phobos, which I believe is a moon around Mars, I believe. So that's really, really exciting. And they've even got like a giant BFG cannon mounted to the spaceship, and it looks so cool. It's like kind of a bizarre mix of like Star Wars and Starship Troopers, and also like some strange gothic horror. It is absolutely stunning, and I love what it are going for with this game. But one thing which I thought was really, really good is that not only did it actually kind of keep the flow of the gameplay, but it also added some extra things to give you even more mobility, which I thought was a huge part of the first Doom game. The fact that you could just double jump around once you unlock the ability, and you didn't have to worry about running out of sprint. You could go ahead and mantle onto things very easily. We've got all of that here, but we've got some extra abilities as well. For example, the super shotgun now has a grappling hook on it, so that you can go ahead and grapple yourself towards enemies and use that to traverse the levels, which I think will be really, really useful, because sometimes in the first Doom, you get a bit carried away and sometimes accidentally fall into a pit of lava or something, but you can actually recover yourself this time. And also, we appear to have a boost ability, which has limited uses but recharges fairly quickly. It looks very similar to kind of Tracer's little zoom effect that you can see in Overwatch, or in Dishonored you've got that kind of blink effect, I suppose. That's also kind of similar. Just the ability to make a very quick and short dash to one side, and it even works in the air, so you can go ahead and zip around and get to the places you need to go with so much control, which I really, really like. There's also been some other things as well, such as there is now also the ability to go ahead and swing on items, which is pretty cool, and even an ability to go ahead and climb on certain surfaces. It's looking like they spent a lot of time working on the mobility of the Doomslayer and making the Doomslayer be able to access literally any area of the level, which you'll definitely be needing, because now something I noticed, which is going to be really annoying for me, but at the same time I'm going to love it, there is actually kind of a demonic counter in every level, which shows you how many demons are left in the level. And I expect there'll be special challenges to say, eradicate 80% of all demons in this area. And I think that will be really, really fun to go ahead and kind of clear out every single section of the game. I think that'll be really good fun and kind of explore all the areas and stuff. But something else which I also thought was very cool is that they have definitely changed up Doom Guy himself. Doom Guy was basically just a guy in armor, a very tough guy in armor, but now they've definitely changed his design to look even more menacing. Basically, the Doomslayer is now Predator, which I thought was absolutely awesome. The only thing he doesn't have is the ability to turn invisible and change his night vision and stuff like that. But everything else he's got. He's got the awesome armor, he's got the mobility, he's now got the shotgun which has the grappling hook, again very similar to Predator. He has actually got a blade which comes out of his left arm, which you can use in melee combat and in the gory kills, which are finally back. The glory kills, the gory kills, I don't know, it's a bit of both. And you can go ahead and use that in combat to slash at your enemies. And also, he has even got a shoulder-mounted cannon on there, which can fire missiles, it can act as a flamethrower. So, as I said, Doomslayer is now basically Predator, which I thought was such a nice little touch. And not only that, we've also got some really cool extra things in there as well, such as a lot of the older enemies are returning, including just like the regular Marines, the kind of demonic Marines. They are now returning. You obviously couldn't really have them in the last Doom game. It didn't really make sense with the lore. But with this one, having Hell on Earth, you can definitely have regular soldiers that are starting to be corrupted by the demons, which I thought was a really nice way to go ahead and tie them back into the new game. And also, there is a new system in place with the enemies to where you can destroy certain parts of them and they will carry on fighting. You can blow off arms, you can blow off limbs, you can blow off bits of armor, and then you can still have to go ahead and get behind them and maybe get a glory kill on them. Point is that the enemies are much, much tougher and they will keep fighting you regardless of how many limbs you blow off. They want you to be destroyed. And honestly, I am really looking forward to Doom Eternal. When the first Doom was first announced, I wasn't too hyped about it. I thought, it looks very fun, but I don't know if I really want to buy it. But after playing it, I was so happy I went ahead and bought it. It was one of those games which was so special, you've got to play it, just because it is so well crafted. And they actually have got 2 extra things in there, which I think a lot of people aren't really going to pay too much attention to. But one of which I think is very significant. Firstly, they have got the ability to have players invade your game as demons, and you'll have to try to kill the Doomslayer, which I think is a very cool way to go ahead and do the multiplayer. Kind of like Dark Souls in a way, to where you can invade other people's single-player games. But realistically, it sounded like they said it's completely optional by the sound of it. The way they talked about it, it sounded like you don't actually have to have other players invade your game. But they also said that you and your friends can group up as demons and try to hunt down individual Doomslayers, which I think would be really, really cool. Because if you think about it, sometimes the demons were a little bit too easy because they were simply AI. But if you've got players controlling the demons, then the Doomslayer will really have to work hard to go ahead and take down some of these demons. But I still think Doomslayer is going to win every single time. And an extra thing, as a really cool throwback, they have now introduced lives into the game. There is now a life system in there, which I think is very, very cool, because obviously the latest Doom game, it was kind of like harping back to an older generation of first-person shooters where there wasn't reloading, it was all about fast movement, mobility, double jumps, jibbing each other, and just having extreme mobility and not stopping for anything. Unlike more modern first-person shooters like Halo and Call of Duty and Battlefield, where it is often about stopping, waiting behind cover, trying to be a bit more realistic in that sense. But this one obviously goes back to those older generations and bringing back the life system in a first-person shooter. I think is a very brave move, and I think it is extremely cool. I really can't wait for this game to come out. I think it is going to be fantastic. I definitely think I'll be going ahead and picking this up on day 1. And I really look forward to maybe even do a Let's Play of it or something like that. Because the first one, as I said, was just so incredibly special. And I absolutely adored it. And the guys at id are famous for making games that simply just work. If I remember correctly from the reviews, the first Doom game just ran straight out of the box. And they are still supporting the multiplayer of the original Doom, which came out a few years ago, with new content, new map packs and stuff. And also they have things like the snap map and stuff like that, so players can make their own levels for the multiplayer. I assume something like that is also going to return, which I think is very, very exciting. And I just think Doom Eternal is definitely going to top the last one, and I definitely think you guys should go ahead and pick it up when it comes out. But that being said, if you're still not convinced, go ahead and play the first Doom. It is currently on special offer everywhere, according to Pete Hines, but you can definitely go ahead and get cheaper versions of the digital version. Go ahead and download it. It is a fantastic game, and I cannot recommend it enough. I think it is fantastic. So thank you very much for watching my kind of very first impressions on Doom Eternal. Really cool little bit of gameplay footage we got here. They actually showed quite a lot of footage, which I thought was very, very cool. And also, guys, remember, tomorrow we are live streaming the Fallout 76 conference at QuakeCon. We're going to be live streaming that on my YouTube channel right here, Final Render, where you're watching this video now. And we'll be discussing all the new news, and we'll be able to go ahead and kind of react to any surprises in real time, and it's going to be really, really good. Remember, we are going to start live streaming that at 11 AM CT, Central Time in America, or 5 PM GMT, that is 5 PM British time. So thank you very much for watching this video. I've been the Final Render, and you've been the audience. What do you think about Doom Eternal? Did you like the first Doom? Do you think this one looks cool? Let me know in the comment section. And I'll see you tomorrow for the Fallout 76 conference. Bye-bye for now.